So what about traveling backwards in time? Do people visit past lives in dreams? Can we observe other people, in dreams? What is it about traveling back in the dream space?
Mhm. So the first thing I want to touch on is, like you mentioned, our subconscious mind is the most porous thing. Like I always say, the subconscious mind is the master computer. It's the supercomputer in this dimension that we have. So it's always collecting data. There's no way to turn it off. There's no way to be like, okay, subconscious, I'm gonna have you chill today, like take the day off. Like master computer, like always collecting data.
Yeah.
Now, to supersede that would be to tap into the superconscious mind, aka the soul, aka that part of you that is created, that is attached and connected to the original creative all, to God, to that original source. That's the only way to override or to put something in front of the subconscious mind. And the way we see this in our dreams is, if you're watching American Horror Story or whatever, and then you're having a dream that felt like the show that you were watching, and then you wake up and it's like, this seems familiar. And then you remember, oh yeah, I was watching that show, because it feels the same. The pieces fit together. Now, if you are having a dream and it doesn't feel like anything that you had in this experience, but it feels like it's of importance, that's when you know that you're traveling somewhere.
Yeah.
It's not influenced by your external world, because there's nothing, there's no piece for it to fit into.
The puzzle.
There's no puzzle piece for it to fit into, right? So if you're traveling and you're having these experiences, you haven't watched anything, or nothing has really denoted you going back to slave times or anything, but you're traveling back to
slaves running. I'm like, what? I wasn't just watching 10 Years a Slave or whatever that movie was.
That is your astral self, or your soul, or whatever part of yourself, because you're going to have to identify it. What part of me needed to go there to see that? Was it my emotional body that still is being triggered by something that I need to heal? So I needed to have that really overt traumatic travel for me to feel something emotionally. Is there still a belief lingering in my mind that hasn't fully phased its way out? So I needed to go have that experience. Or, which is a lot of times the case with people who are healers, with people who are mystics, with people who are just cosmic as hell, is that we travel to these places to transform them. And you may not have done anything. You may have literally, like you said, just been remote viewing it all. But the fact that your consciousness, your soul decided to go to that space, you're bringing something new into that space. You're bringing something new into that timeline. So
girl, you better talk.
That doesn't mean that you're...
I love you.
Mean that by your astral self traveling back to 1822, that you're alone going to eradicate slavery. But I feel my crown buzzing. But you traveling, taking your astral conscious and soul self back to that space and time, you are shifting the energy, which means what? That as the timeline moves forward, that impact, that trauma is going to be less imprinted on the people who are here today, because you went back. And shifted the energy of that timeline. So again, it's always about pinpointing what it is for you presently, which is why dream work and dream study is so important. Because it's like, is it a conscious thing? Is it a physiological thing? Is it a metaphysical thing? Is it there's all these layers, but when you know, and don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself.